To sell as is or to not sell as is, that is the real question, my friends. So in this video, we're gonna dive into the pros and cons of each, so make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end. Hey everyone, welcome back to the video. This is Josh V, and in this video we're covering pros and cons of selling a property as is. This is one of the biggest questions that I get from many prospective clients, and my answer is always the same: it depends. So we're gonna dive into the pros and cons of selling a property as is versus fixing it up. So number one, the first pro of selling a property as is that it's a quicker sale. If you sell the property as is, you don't got to do really much to it, but you're not doing anything at all. So most likely you'll be able to close escrow much faster. Number two, you have low to zero upfront costs because you're not doing anything to the property. So you don't have to go to Home Depot and buy flooring and buy tile and buy all of that stuff, because you're just gonna sell it the way that you have it right now. And number three is you have reduced stress really with renovations, repairs, and even vendors. You don't have to deal with going to pick up material, coordinating vendors to come in, to make sure that they come in, they show up at the right time, that they don't show up drunk, that they don't show up, whatever your imagination can take you to. So you really don't have to worry about that. But on the downside, there's also cons. And one of the cons is that if you don't really put the work into it, the price will reflect, right? So anybody that comes in will say, okay, geez, well, you're gonna, it needs about 75 grand worth of work. So they will reduce their offer by 75 grand to factor in the repairs that the property needs. Number two is you're gonna have a limited buyer pool, right? If you have an as-is that needs a lot of work, it's not gonna fit everybody's bucket list. Not everybody's gonna be willing to want to move into a house that needs a lot of work. It takes a specific type of buyer. It takes, and a lot of times a family that has a family member or is very handy, that where they're willing to do it themselves and have it take some time, but they know up front that they're buying it at a lower price, but it's gonna take them some time to get them up to the place where it needs to be. And lastly, the con number three is you might have possible financing issues. Not every property that needs a lot of work can be financed. Sometimes you have properties that have empty pools in the back, and most lenders will not touch that. So that could be the question that a lot of prospective clients is, well, Josh, should I put money into the property to fix it up, or should I sell it as is? What I always tell people is it really depends. If you have the ability and you have the funds, 50 to 75 grand or more, to fix up the property, and you're going to make a return of investment, meaning you're going to spend 50 grand and get an extra 50 grand on the sales price, then 100% do it. But if you don't have the funds, or if you don't want to deal with the contractors, the vendors, people showing up half drunk to your house, showing up at 12 p.m. to do work, and it's probably not the right move for you. Keep in mind that it also takes time. It takes at least 2 months to do a full rehab, maybe even more in some cases. So if you really don't want to go through that, it's too much work, you live out of state, there's a lot of factors to consider. So if you have the money, do it. If you're going to see a return of investment, when you sell the property, 100% do it. People, especially in today's market, buyers love walking into properties that are fixed up, that they don't have to touch. That will give you the most eyeballs and the most offers. But if you don't have the ability to do that, which not everybody can, then sell it as is, get your offer, and close your escrow as quickly as possible and move on to the next chapter of your life. So hope this information is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to call, text, or email me, or book a call at joshvrealty.com. We'll see you on the next video.